Hey, follow your dreams. I'm Derek Andre, and let's totally discuss it. This is Totally Disgusted with your host, Derek Andre. What's up, y'all? Just wanted to make sure I was on the right microphone. Welcome to this episode of Totally Disgusted. I'm your host, Derek Andre, and today I want to encourage you to follow your dreams. So I saw a video the other day on Instagram, and the guy was talking about children and their success rate and things that you're just not taught at school. And he was right about everything. But there was one thing that he said that if you don't understand it, it can make you miss out on a life of happiness. One of the things that he said was, when you're choosing a profession, or for parents to tell their children when they're choosing a profession, don't choose something that they're passionate about. Choose something that they can make a living with. And I thought about that. And I thought about that really hard. And I was like, that is the best, worst advice ever. That is the best, worst advice ever. It's great advice simply because we have to have money to survive in this capitalistic society. We have to have money. There ain't but a few places on this planet that you can live rent-free, and none of them do you actually want to be there. So you definitely have to make money. There's no two ways about it. I don't care where you live on this planet. You have to make money. Even in areas that are more rural, even if you live in a place where there's some form of currency that exists that you have to use in order for you to survive. Some people use animals. Some people back in the day, they use cowrie shells. And, most people nowadays use money or credit. You have to have a way to sustain yourself. You do. And I'm not against that. That's why I say his advice was the best, worst advice ever. So here's why I say it's kind of the worst advice. Not enough people live out their dreams. Not enough people follow their dreams. They just don't. Not enough people. I'm doing my Dr. Umar on y'all now. Not enough people follow their dreams. The majority of the people that you know and that I know will go to their grave never ever really seeing what they wanted to be come to fruition, because they always put it on the back burner, especially if it is some sort of art. Especially if your dream is of the creative of the creative capacity, if that's what you want to do, something creative. So many people will never ever see that come to fruition. When I lived in Mississippi, I was sitting on a panel and we were talking about young people and art as a profession. And I remember seeing a video, this was a while back, where the guy was saying that anybody who gets a degree in any sort of art has wasted their time and wasted their money. And that frustrated me. And it frustrated me because anybody that has never really thought deep into it will believe that there is just no way to make a living as an artist. And so I'm listening to this guy talk about this, and I'm looking at him, and I'm looking at what he's wearing. Art, clothing, that's art. He's got on glasses, that's art. Somebody had to design those glasses. He's speaking into a camera with a microphone. He's talking, his voice is being picked up with the art. He's sitting on a chair, art. He's in a building, art. The lights are on, art. He has shoes on his feet, art. Everything that God did not make, man did. So that, my friends, is art. Anything that requires a design is art. So why do we discourage people to not pursue the arts? People will laugh at their little cousin, their little nephew, their little brother, their niece, because they want to be a singer. While at the same time wearing their earbuds or their headphones, listening to their favorite singer. Make it make sense. Why do we see art as a viable and sustainable career for everyone except ourselves? Why? We laugh at people for pursuing creative ventures while using creative things in our everyday life. Every single thing that you have that is not of nature, meaning trees and grass and clouds and air and water and stuff, everything else is art. That was a dream. That was a vision that someone had that they were able to put together and bring it to life for us to use in our day-to-day lives. Why do we discourage people from following their dreams? I tell you the number one reason, in my opinion, I won't say the number one, but one of the biggest reasons that a lot of people are very discouraging when it comes to people following their dreams is because they, the naysayers, are afraid to follow theirs. People speak their fears onto others. The majority of the people who are naysayers that will tell you not to follow your dreams or laugh at you when you say that you want to are the very ones who would never ever try it in the first place. So how do you expect for them to be supportive of you bucking the system? They're not going to be supportive of the round peg trying to squeeze in the square hole. They're just not. But they should be. I have posted online over the years about my books, about my t-shirts, about my YouTube channel, about all of my creative ventures. I've been doing this for years. And at best, I might get a few dozen likes. Very rarely do I get comments. Hardly ever get any shares. But if I post online that I got a job, people will overflow the comment section saying, "Congratulations, man, that's awesome. I'm so happy for you. Oh man, you deserve it, man. You've been through a lot. Oh, this is amazing news." People celebrate you within their comfort zone. People celebrate you only to the level that they can rise, in most cases. I talk to my son quite often because he has decided to pursue a creative career. And we talk all the time because he's finding out that the majority of the conversations that he has with people just it falls on deaf ears because they don't understand what he's doing. They can only be happy for him up to the level that they can achieve. Most people are only going to rise so high within their lifetime. Most people don't have the desire to truly and fully chase their dreams that they've had. And everyone has them. You may not even want to discuss it. You may be ashamed. You may think it. Every single person has a dream. But not many people actually pursue them. A lot of people just leave them as hobbies. Art is a sustainable career, man. There are more positions in art than there are in professional sports. I just want to give you this little food for thought. When you watch a movie, what is longer? The list of cast or the list of crew? Somebody's got to set up the set. Somebody's got to do the behind the scenes stuff. Somebody's got to worry about continuity. Somebody's got to work on the makeup. Somebody's got to set up the wardrobe. Somebody's got to go out and location scout. Somebody's got to look for the cars to drive in the film. Somebody's going to go get the coffee. There are more creative jobs out there than there are professional athlete jobs. So why do we continue? If you got somebody whose son wants to be an NBA player, you all will rally behind that person for that child to become an NBA player. If you ever go to a high school football game, it's borderline nauseating the way these adults show up for these football games. The next night or that Saturday, there could be a school play. Well, nobody hardly show up. There could be a piano recital. Well, nobody hardly show up. The kids can have art shows. Nobody will show up. But if there's a football game, you can't even get in the parking lot. And there's only so many NFL positions. The majority of the kids that play sports in high school and college will never, ever make it into professional sports. Yet, that's where all of the energy flows. You laugh at people who say they want to paint. You laugh at people that say they want to be a sculptor. You laugh at people that say they want to be a ballerina. You laugh at people that say they want to be an opera singer. Why? Why? Why not encourage them? There's a TED Talk, and I wish that I had done the research on this before I started my show, but I did not think about it until right now. There is a TED Talk where there's a gentleman who is talking about how we overlook what our children's actual talents are. We look right past them. He said when he was growing up, he started a little grass cutting business in the neighborhood. He said he began to grow his grass cutting business. He got to the point where he didn't even have to cut grass anymore. He hired other kids in the neighborhood to do the work for him. But his parents didn't see that as valuable. He said they wanted him, I forgot what profession they wanted him to go into. He had zero interest in that profession, but because they thought that it would be a lucrative profession for him, that's where they put all of their energy. And he still ended up being an entrepreneur because he just did not feel right doing whatever it was that they wanted him to do. A lot of times we don't pay our children enough attention. We don't listen to them. We don't watch them to see what their interests are enough to say, you know what, let me pay attention to what so-and-so is doing because they seem to be really interested in this. Now, granted, children are going to change their minds. It is inevitable. Adults change their mind. But if your child says, hey, I want to try this, and you can afford it, you can swing it, because some things do cost money. But if you can afford it and you can swing it, or if you can talk to whoever is running the program and get your child involved in it, do it. Do it. Why do we continue to force our children into miserable existences? Why do we continue to force our children into these rat race lifestyles, generation after generation after generation? Why do we continue to do that? Why don't we say, you know what? Now, don't get me wrong. There are going to be some children that want to become engineers. There are going to be some children that want to become doctors and teachers and architects. and still astronauts, marine biologists, civil engineers. There are going to be children that still want to do those things. When you see their interest in it, push them towards it. There are going to be children that want to be electricians and plumbers. I don't see nobody discouraging them. Why do we always want to discourage the ones that want to create? You know what? One of the reasons I think that creativity is shunned is because it is very hard to control free thinking, creative people. When you think about school and when you think about budget cuts, the first things that they go for are the creative programs. Why do you think that is? They go for the creative programs because in order for the powers that be to control a society, they have to have a society that is very cut and dry, very linear. You can control what's in a straight line. If you're driving a car and you're driving down the highway and you're doing 75 miles an hour and there are no curves in the highway, it is ridiculously easy to control your vehicle while it is moving in a straight line, while it is linear. On the other hand, if you are still in said car and you're doing 70 miles per hour on a hilly, curvy, rural road, going down into the valleys and around these sharp corners, you can't just do 75. You don't have complete control. You got to slow down. That's what this society is like. The powers that be don't want people that are on these curvy, hilly type lifestyle. They want people that are linear. They want you to get up in the morning, get ready for work all day, do your lunch, work some more, drive home, and start the whole process all over again. Creative people die in those type of environments because they're not used to just being put in a box. We have been taught to think that success is like this. I had some friends when I lived in Mississippi, husband and wife couple, both attorneys from New York City. Shannon is the wife's name and Pato is her husband. They decided one day that they were tired of being successful by our standards because they felt trapped. Shannon, we were talking because they were also documentary filmmakers. So we would always be talking about stuff. And Shannon was like, one day I just woke up and I looked around and she was like, my apartment is a box. I go in and I get up, get dressed, get in the elevator, which is a box. Go down to the parking garage, a box. Get in my car, a box on wheels. Drive to my job, a box. Get in the elevator, a box. Go up to my office, a box. She was like, I'm tired of being boxed in. I don't want to be boxed in any longer. This cannot be what success looks like. And she was an attorney. So was her husband. She decided that she and her husband, they talked about it. They had a baby. That they were going to sell everything. And they were going to actually travel the world. Travel the Caribbean for 1 year. They sold their cars. They decided that they were just going to they had it all mapped out. Now they ended up making a documentary series about it. And I wish that I could think of the name of it, because I would love for people to watch it. But they decided that they were going to travel the Caribbean by boat and film it. They are still to this day documentary filmmakers, and they are happy as they can be. Yes, we need money to survive. We need money to survive. But I am a firm believer that if you start early enough, and if the people around you, your parents and loved ones and your school counselors or whomever, if you start early enough and people pay attention to you well enough that they can see in you who you are supposed to be and what you are supposed to be doing. And if they can see that in you, they can help you pursue those dreams. You can make a living following your dreams. It may not be the easiest route. All these roads that we drive on now wasn't always paved. These roads was once gravel. Some of these streets were filled with trees. Sometimes you have to find the path. You have to make the path. The path may not always be there for you. The majority of the things that we have now was a path that someone created. Electricity, gas stoves, microwave ovens, air fryers, computers, cars, airplanes, suitcases. All of that stuff didn't always exist. Somebody had to carve the path. They had to cut the trees down. They had to pave the gravel road in order for us to have certain things that we have in life today. The path to your happiness is not going to be paved sometimes, man. That's why you got to start early. That's why I chose this image of a little boy daydreaming and saying, I am going to be an author. And the image next to it is him as an adult being an author. You gotta start with the children while they're young. You have to listen. We do as parents and as adults. We spend so much time talking and explaining and trying to that we miss what the kids are saying. Kids can tell you what they're interested in. We just have to be willing to listen. My son told me when he was in 2nd or 3rd grade, Daddy, I want to be on TV. I said, okay. He did his very first Sears Portrait Studio ad. Well, he did the Sears Portrait Studio ad before he was actually old enough to talk. And he has just been kind of moving along. He kind of changed up a little bit. He thought he wanted to follow sports. But once he got to college and he realized that he had this gift of gab, He started doing stuff with the media department at his school, and he ended up doing this series called Couch Talk and all this other stuff. And it led him to the point to where he has been in so many commercials. He's been in short films. He's been in music video. I mean, anything that you could think of entertainment wise, he's done it. He's a stand-up comedian. There was never a time in his life where he said, Daddy, I want to try this, that I said, boy, that's a waste of time. You need to do something more sustainable. Why you wasting your time? I ain't never told any of my children that. I don't tell my wife that. If my wife be coming up with some stuff, I'll be like, well, let's try it. Too many people are going to go to their grave never ever seeing their true calling come to fruition. They're going to spend all of their time doing the things that other people said that they should do and never really doing the things that they want to do. It's a sad state of affairs when you think about it. That is truly a sad state of affairs when you think about it. Follow your dreams. It doesn't matter what age you are. I've been pursuing my dreams, y'all, for so long. I talk about this stuff because I was a late bloomer, which is why I always try to get young people to get that spark early. I started my for real started my journey like in my 40s. Is it possible? Yes. Would I have liked to have started sooner? Yes. I did an interview with this online publication called Bold Journey. They go out and they find artists and creatives, and they interview the artists and the creatives, and they ask them questions. And one of the questions they asked me was, what do I recommend, or what do I think could have helped me move along on my journey faster? And that was starting earlier. Starting earlier. Even if you fail from the age of 18 to 30, you are still young. And there's no such thing as a failure unless you quit. If you quit, then yes, of course, you have failed. But if you look at those mishaps as lessons and not losses, man. Talking again, I always talk about my son because he's the one right now that he's out there in the world. He's doing his thing. We were talking, and I told him, I was like, man, because sometimes he kind of gets down on himself because he feels like he should be a lot further along. But I told him, I was like, listen, man, you're 32. You are still young, and you have accomplished so much. Go back and look over your resume. Go take some time and look at your website and look at what you've done. Go look at your YouTube channel and watch some of your videos. You started early. It gave you an opportunity to learn how to understand what a contract looks like and what a good contract looks like for an actor. Right? He was like, yeah, Dad. I was like, you learned all of the heavy hitting hard stuff while you can still get a scab to grow on it. When you get older, and I'm okay, so I'll be 55 in like 10 days. The older I get, the longer it takes for my scars to heal. I was at work the other day and I hit my shin with one of the bags that the boxes, that when I pick up my boxes to go deliver, I hit my shin with the bag. It took a long time for that scar on my shin to heal. When I was younger, them scars, they healed just like that. Sometimes they heal so good you never know they was there. That's why you start pursuing your dreams while you're young. Because you can snap back. You can snap back. My last video that I did for this episode, I think it was before this, was starting over in your 50s is not for the weak. This is why you start following your dreams and pursuing your dreams while you're young. Get out there early. Make all the mistakes, man. Fall down. Skin yourself up. You don't see 70 and 80-year-olds out there trying to learn how to ride bikes for the first time. The best time to learn how to ride a bike is when you are a child, so that you can fall, heal, get back up, try again. You fall off a bike at 75 years old, bro, you might be done for. You might be done for. Follow your dreams. Start young. Don't be afraid to say, this is who I am and this is what I want to do. Don't wait till you're in your 40s and 50s and 60s to be like, yeah, you know. I'm not saying that it can't happen then. I'm just saying that it becomes a whole lot more challenging when you wait so long. You don't have to wait if you're young. You can go. You can start in high school. Go to college. You know, you can go to college, get halfway through college and be like, I don't like this. You can go start something all together. You're young. Use that to your advantage while you are building yourself a foundation. If nothing else, you'll have life experiences and education. If you fail and struggle from 18 to 30 and you're smart, you are compiling a list of mistakes that you may never make again, and you should never make again. Come on, man. Come on. Follow your dreams. Get out there, start early. Follow your dreams, even if you're my age. And you have a dream that you want to follow. Just start now, man. Yeah, it's not going to be easy. It's going to take a lot of work because we're older now. We have a lot of responsibilities. When you're young, you don't have all them responsibilities. Unless you started out making kids early like I did. But if it's just you, yeah. But if you're older now and your kids are all grown and, you know, you're an empty nester and you got all this other stuff, man, find a way to follow your dreams. If you're a college student and you're looking to major in some things, yes, okay. Your parents say, I need you to get a major in engineering. Okay, get that major in engineering. But see if you can minor in something that you are actually passionate about. Don't always put your dreams on the back burner. Because sometimes that stuff will sit back there so long that you'll forget that they're there. And you'll look up and you'll be having all of these I wish I would'ves. God, I wish I would. All these regrets. Don't do that to yourself, man. Follow your dreams. We were put on this earth for specific reasons. Every single one of us. Me, you, however many of y'all is watching this video. We were put on this earth for a specific reason. And I'm here to tell you that getting up and working and dragging out of bed every day, going to a job that you hate, working around people that annoy you, fighting traffic and road rage, that is not why we were put here. You just have to remember what the true reason of your existence is. And you got to go get it. I am going to fight to the day that they roll me into that oven, because I'm going to be cremated. Till they roll me into that oven, I'm going to fight every day to use my voice, because I believe that my voice is my calling. I believe that that is what I'm supposed to be doing. This right now, talking to you, talking to this camera, being encouraging and uplifting, creating and storytelling. I believe that's why I enjoyed filmmaking. Because I enjoy the story. I'm going to keep pursuing it until the day that I die. And I just keep praying, because I'm a late bloomer, that at some point it can become my livelihood full time. That I can wake up in the morning and just be me for a living. Just think about that. Think about what it must feel like to just wake up in the morning and all you have to do for a living is be yourself. I'm not going to stop fighting. I'm not. And I'm going to encourage you to not stop fighting either. If you're older like me, don't stop fighting. Follow your dreams. If you're younger and you're just starting out, follow your dreams. Figure out who you are and what it is that you want to do, and figure out how to make a living doing said thing. People will pay you for just about anything. And you know how I know that? Because I look at stuff on TikTok. I don't watch people make money on them muck bags, whatever it is, where they be eating all that food. People have come up with ways. There's a lady, I don't know how much she made. She was making crushing bread. I saw a guy one time, he made a business of just going and sitting with people because they didn't want to go places by themselves. There is a market for anything that you want to do. We live in a day and age now with technology that you can use it to your advantage, and you can live a life that does not have to confine you to the rat race. Every morning when I get up, I'm thankful for my job, but I'm also in the same breath saying, God, I know that you have something more for me. Whoever the God is that you serve, I always be like, God, I know you got something more for me. I'm sorry I got off to a late start. I didn't intend to get off to a late start. I just didn't know. The information that I share in these podcasts is information that I wish that I had that I wish that was shared with me as I grew up. I'm not saying that people weren't encouraging, but I don't think people understood who I was and what I was capable of. And the people that I was around were doing the regular everyday stuff. Getting up, going to work, getting up, going to work, getting up, going to work. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that. But they were getting up, leaving their dream at home, going to work, coming back, forgetting that they left the dream at home. The dream started getting dusty. It's stuff on top of the dream. It's like a treadmill. You know how people go buy treadmills They be gung-ho when they get them treadmills, man. Yeah, you know, I'm going ahead, man. I'm going to walk on this treadmill, man. I'm going to walk off about 13, 14, 15, 20, 35 pounds or something. Yeah, man, about the first 3 or 4 weeks, oh, they walking. They sweating. Here come life. Another week to pass. They ain't walking as much. 6 weeks gone by now. Starting to hang clothes on the treadmill. That's what happens to your dreams, man. Your dreams becomes a treadmill in the basement if you do not pursue them. They just lay there and they get covered in dust, and you end up with cases of water sitting on them and dirty clothes, old work boots. And the longer they sit there, the harder they are to get working. If you leave something sitting long enough, it eventually will deteriorate. And you don't want your dreams to deteriorate. That's not what you want. There's a lot of deterioration that has happened to so many people's dreams, but there's still an opportunity for you, if you still want it, to go out and get it. If you're young and you're watching this video, if you're 18 and up, 15, I don't care. Start trying to figure out what it is that you love, who you are. Look in the mirror every day and look and figure out who you are. Ask yourself the hard questions. What do I like? What do I don't like? Figure out who you are and what you need in order for you to live a life that you want to live. Follow your dreams. It can't hurt. It can't hurt. All right, y'all, that's my show for today. In the comments, let me know if you are currently following your dreams. If you want to follow your dreams and you're afraid, let me know that, and maybe we can talk. Maybe I can pull you on the show one day and we can talk about it. I just want to see people live their best life. I know how unhappy I've been over my lifetime because I have not pursued my dreams the way I've truly wanted to. And I don't want to see anybody else feel like that and live like that. I want people to be at their best. I want to see people enjoying life and living life. Because that's what we deserve, man. That's what we deserve. You know what I'm saying? That's what we deserve. We deserve quality of life. I'm not saying a job won't give that to you. But most people get up in the morning and they just be like, let me go on here and make this money. Most people don't get up in the morning and go and do stuff that they love. There's a handful of them that do it, but not many. That's why every Tuesday and Wednesday I get up and I do my podcast. I do my podcast every Tuesday and Wednesday because that is what I feel like I should be doing, amongst other things, in order for me to work towards seeing my dreams come to fruition. And I'm going to keep doing it. I told you, till I ain't got nothing left in me. All right. So let me know in the comments if you're following your dreams. If you want to follow your dreams, let me know. Keep me posted. You know what's going on in your world, man. I'm going to be your biggest cheerleader. I'm going to be your biggest cheerleader, man. Straight up. I'm going to cheer you on. If you want to do it, don't call me if you want to do it and think that I'm going to be like, nah, I'm going to talk you down. No, I'm going to talk you up. I'm going to hype you up. Ain't that what Pusha T say? Hype me up. I'm going to hype you up. I want you to do what makes you happy. All right? So, if you are new to the channel, by all means, please click the subscribe button and the reminder bell so you never have to miss another video. If you are a returning viewer, thank you so much for taking the time to stop by and check out my podcast. I appreciate it very much. If you are interested in learning more about me, visit my website, DerrickAndre.com. All right? You can watch, listen, read, or wear. That's right. You can watch my videos. You can listen to my music or my podcast. You can read my books, PDFs, or whatever. You can wear some of the clothes that I've designed. Stop by DerrickAndre.com. All right? All right. I love y'all, man. I love y'all. I really do. I thank you for taking the time. I hope that these messages are encouraging and uplifting, because I truly want to see each and every one of you living your best life. My birthday is October 24th. That is 11 days from now. Show me some love, man, in the comments. Show me some love with them subscriptions. Show me some love on my website. Go purchase a little something. 55. I'll be 55. I need 55 people to buy 55 books. Ebooks, man. They'll come directly to you. I need 55 people to buy some shirts, some t-shirts from the autographs, or 55 people to go to Bum to Billions and get yourself a nice backpack or a pair of kicks. Help me celebrate my birthday by letting my dream come to fruition. All right, y'all. I love y'all, man. Be peace, be love, be one. I'll be on here tomorrow doing the next video. And so I'll see you then. I love y'all. Bye-bye. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. I got to make sure I'm on the right thing here. Got to make sure. All right, here we go. Here we go. Peace. Thanks for tuning in to Totally Disgusted. Make sure to like, comment, and tell a friend.